Hi there, welcome in. Today we're going to be doing something we've done a little bit in the past, but there's a bit of a hitch, a bit of an update, and overall it should be fun. So without further ado, let's get right into our sheathing of comics with the gain turned up this time, and we're going to see what kind of triggers, tingles, and everything in between we can get out of it. Now, if you're wondering what that sound is, that would be two gloves, both latex. And I just want to put these on. Like so. Now we won't get any oils or anything else on the comics themselves. And we're going to start here with the High Republic Adventures Jedi to the Rescue from Dark Horse Comics. This is the only Dark Horse Comics I actually have with me today, but this one was quite different indeed. This one, if you can see right there, has a $6 $5.99 one-shot tag on it. And I guess I was told by my comic guy, who's like one of my favorite people in the world, nicest guy ever. I was told that these were selling out really fast and there was a big market for them. And the fact that it's $5.99 tells me something, because the most expensive one I've ever bought was $6.99 for the year-end comic, which is $7.99, but this one is just right in the middle, $5.99 one shot. I don't know what it all means. Maybe it's nothing, maybe there's a good resale market on it. But anyway, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna put it in a comic sheath until I get to it. And I'm going to set it to the side. Right there. And a fun thing about this video is we are also going to be making the comic sheaths. So I've got quite a bit of the back part along with the sheaths themselves. And the sheaths look a little something like this. And actually, a little bit of the price bled through, but that's okay, because as long as it protects my comic, it's fine. I have no idea how that sounds, so let me know down below. This might be a little out of order because I've got so many comics from so many weeks just built up. But here we have Dr. Aphra, Hidden Empire tie-in. This is issue number 30, and as you can see right there is Dr. Aphra, and right there is Darth Vader. And on the back here I'm looking at Yoda number 7, which is out by now, but we've got General Grievous and Yoda. Alright, there we go. And this is super unstable, so let me just move this out of the way. There we go. Now we get to probably my favorite cover that I've seen. In Darth Vader Black, White, and Red Edition, Volume 1. Volume 1 is up here. And as you can see, it's black, white, and red. But Darth Vader really stands out against that background. It is really well designed. Let's go see real quick who the artist of this was. Hard Shutdown, Part 1. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how to figure that out. Right here we go. Leonard Kirk, and the color artist was Romulo Fajardo Jr. I probably butchered that name, but just shout out to those two because this is a very well done comic book. Let's get back to a sheath and slowly put it in and put it to the side. We got Lando here. And this is a volume 1. I assume that the ones with these types of covers are just a one-off. That's how I've been seeing them. We've got Lando, eventually we'll find Ewoks. I think Jabba's palace might have been a similar design. And right here, we see that Lando is playing some sabacc next to Chewie. And it says, Lando and Chewie ante up to save the galaxy. Now, we get to the Yoda number 7 that I was just talking about. Yoda number 7. And once again, we've got General Grievous right here with only 2 lightsabers out here. That means he's taken our favorite Jedi Grandmaster, and he's deciding that 2 blades is enough. If 4 wasn't enough for Obi-Wan, then I'm not sure what he's thinking with Yoda. Ooh, we've got Darth Vader, number 33. And I believe this right here is Sabe, which if you remember from the movies, if you've read the books, Sabe is one of Padme's handmaidens, and I believe Sabe is the one that is working undercover to infiltrate the Empire to overthrow them. Let's see. After Darth Vader convinced Sabe to fully commit to the battle against the insurgent Jultambor, Sabe's fellow handmaidens tried to free her from the Dark Lord's control, but Sabe returned to Vader, whom only she knows was once Anakin Skywalker. Having joined the Imperials fully, Sabe tricked Jultambor into revealing his plan to take over Shaco Minor, causing his fellow followers to revolt. Now Vader must contend with another threat to the Empire. Empire, not umpire. Been watching way too many sports. Been hearing way too much about MLB umpires lately. Crazy part is I'm watching hockey. But if you've seen the playoffs recently in 2023, I don't know when you're watching this, there's a big reffing controversy going on all over the place. Here we go. The Parting Glance, Star Wars Dr. Aphra. I have not read Dr. Aphra yet, and I have not read the audio drama script, and I've not listened to it, so I'm kind of slacking. However, I do love to get these because there's a lot of tie-ins to Darth Vader when it comes to Dr. Aphra. Pretty if you're a Star Wars fan and you've looked into the lore a bit, Dr. Aphra is working for the Empire, and that's about all I know. It's not too deep for me at this point, but I do really want to listen to the audio drama, because when they do like audio drama or radio dramas like that and just have a whole cast and crew, it's usually pretty nuts. Here we have Star Wars. My glove keeps doing something weird. Issue 34, Charles Soule was one of the writers. The Broken Saber of Skywalker. And right there we've got Luke Skywalker. Very handsome gentleman right here. Very pretty. He looks fabulous kind of thing. Alright, and this is where we start to really get out of order. We've got Star Wars Yoda, issue number 5. Issue number 5, number 5, number 5. Here we've got Yoda right around a bunch of younglings. I really hope those aren't the ones from the Jedi Temple. If you know, you know. If you don't know, watch Star Wars. Alright, and here I find myself seeing another Dark Horse comic. So, how do you feel to be bamboozled, hoodwinked? I pulled a little shenaniganery on you right there, I might add. And myself, if I'm being honest, I did not realize that I had multiple Dark Horses ready to go into these slipcovers. This is another High Republic Adventures. The trap is spurring. The trap is spurring. It is spurring. And quickly while I'm at it, you can see right here it's Dark Horse, and it's issue 3 for $3.99. That is a regular price for a comic these days. I love seeing the old ones that are like 25 cents a piece or 10 cents a piece, and I'm like, wouldn't that be nice? To be fair, inflation. But now we've got Star Wars number 33, and here's Luke right here. And there's that little lightsaber that is potentially the one he breaks in the next issue. A path forward that will change the galaxy. Alright, and we get down to our last pre-made slipcover. There we are, place it down safely and securely. Let's count through these comics right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We have 10 comics remaining. So we're going to take 1 and 1. Now we're just going to find which side is the back. We're going to line it up. There we go. and just slide it on in. And now we can put our comic in. There we go. There we go. I think this next one is calling for a bit of page turning. We've got our One Piece. If you listened or watched my Guardians of the Galaxy Lego build, you'll know I started saying the One Piece is real. About 3/4 of the way through the video, I started saying it quite often. Oop, this is backwards. Just to add a little bit of goofiness right there. There we go. And like I said, Ewoks has a very similar cover. There's that bundle of joy teddy bear that will also kill you. But not just like with a blaster, no. This guy gets his hands dirty. He's got sticks to beat you with, clubs to beat you with. They've debarked and hung up large logs so that they can send them at your AT-STs and everything in between. Now, get it a little into the other ear. Yeah, it looks like a real friendly book. I would like to... Oh, that's just the page with the code. I was gonna say for a second there, I thought I saw Dr. Afra. Alright. There we go. And we've got one last one. Here is the back. And this time we've got Star Wars Bounty Hunters with Iden Versio and the rest of Inferno Squadron. For a second there, I was double checking in my mind that that was the actual group's name, was Inferno Squadron, but it says right here, Enter Inferno Squadron. Let us just take a few more of these slip covers out. The way I know the back versus the front is the back side is a little more rough and the front side is a little more smooth. This is Darth Vader, Handmaidens No More, which tells me this is one of those issues where he gets rid of 3 of the 4 handmaidens. I believe there's only 4. There could be 5, but I know that at least in the movies, I can't remember from Queen's Shadow if I think there's only 4 handmaidens. Let's just give it some certainty there. Next up, we're going to focus on just doing a few of these at a time. there are two there. We've got quite a few slipcovers out from the rest, so we're just going to finish those off. That one was being a little finicky, but we got it, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we have two more, no, just the one cover. Just the one slip cover left. This feels like quite a thick piece, and I'm talking thick without the K. Alright, now we've got some pre-made ones, and next up we've got the blade. This is issue number 4. This is once again by Charles Soule as the writer. This says Porter's Last Stand. And I'm getting things mixed up. I was about to say Otto Porter's Last Stand, but that is basketball. Alright. The High Republic issue number 7, with quite a lot going on the front here. We've got several things. We've got this bug creature. We've got the Thanos, if he didn't lift creatures. We've got a Twi'lek, and it looks like this is a human. This kind of looks like the High Republic's version of Quinlan Boss, probably because of this little yellow piece right around his nose. Next up, we've got Jabba's Palace. Just like I thought, it has that same little design around the sides and everything, and that's because it's the 40th celebration of Return of the Jedi, which I was lucky enough to see in theaters when it came back. We finished the trio here. We've got Yoda number 6. We had Yoda number 7 first, then 5, and finally 6. And here we've got a tiger. It looks like facing off against Chewbacca. And Yoda is the mediator trying to keep the peace. Next up, we've got Santa Staros. Could be completely butchering that name, but Santa Staros Rancor Keeper. So this is Santa, and this is a Rancor that she is actually riding right here. Rancor. Sana. I feel like it's Sana Staros, not Santa Staros. I could be completely misguided in that observation, though. You can never get just one. But finally, pristine, we get to our last comic issue. It's Star Wars Hidden Empire, issue number 5. Here we've got Darth Vader. I'm not quite sure who this is. I would put my guess saying it's Sabe. And this, of course, is the Emperor. The galaxy-shattering conclusion to the Crimson Dawn saga. The Crimson Dawn saga has spanned a few different issues and comic series, and I'm glad to have all of them. I started collecting right around when the High Republic came out. I decided that was when I was going to start buying comics into the future, because I bought all the books, or as many as I could possibly get my hand on. Then I decided to move to comics, but I didn't want to go back and need to explore and find these very niche things that I know there's a market value for, the old ones. So I decided to just pick a point and start from there. And luckily I decided that right before the High Republic series was coming out. So I'm talking right before Light of the Jedi came out. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.